welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be sharing how much we spent on redoing our powder room. If you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Mary. We bought a brand new home about, oh my god, it's almost going to be 6 months, so close to 6 months ago. And we are customizing it little by little. So we did redo the powder room. I am going to be doing pretty much accent walls, I think, throughout the house, in the kids' bedrooms, the master bedroom, probably both the master bathroom and our bathroom. The only bedroom that I am not going to touch for now is going to be my parents' bathroom, my parents' bedroom, my parents, or like their whole suite, their bathroom and their bedroom, and the laundry room, because they have their fridge in there and I just really don't like, there's so much stuff in there that it would kind of be pointless. But other than that, I feel like pretty much almost every room in this house is going to have some sort of accent wall. But anyway, so I'm gonna get right to it. As you guys know, I like sharing exactly what we bought. I'll be inserting pictures probably right here as I'm talking about the items. That way you guys know exactly what I bought. The first thing that we bought was obviously the shiplap. So we did get the wood color, or I think it's called pine wood shiplap. I will say that they already have white primed shiplap. However, the specific length and thickness that I wanted was not available in like the white, the one that's already primed. So I just had to go for bare wood. So I did pay $17.48 per shiplap. Times 8 is $139 with 84 cents. Again, we ended up going to buy another 2, but that was obviously because we messed up. Had we not messed up, those 8 would have been enough. So it was $139.84 for those 8 shiplaps. The next thing that we ended up buying was a jigsaw. We didn't have a jigsaw, so we had to go buy one to do these circles around, or to do the circles on the shiplap, because we needed to install the light fixture. So that was $70. Obviously this is all without tax. I'll give you guys the final, like the total with taxes at the end. So it was $70. That was definitely needed. We did also use a miter saw, and we had actually bought one. We paid $230 for the miter saw. However, the day before we got started, the same day that we bought it, my sister and my brother-in-law came over, and they saw, like, obviously it's a huge box, so they saw the box of the miter saw, and my brother-in-law was like, why did you guys buy one? I have one. I barely ever use it. Like, just go return that one and you guys can use mine so you can save some money. So we did. We went back, returned the one that we had bought, and just used his. However, I feel like we didn't necessarily need the miter saw. Did it make it easier to cut straighter lines? Yes. Did we absolutely need it? No. We could have easily done it with the $70 one. But because we had the budget to buy it, and not only that, you know, obviously we ended up returning it, but because my brother-in-law had one, we were able to use it. So I honestly didn't add the miter saw to the calculations because, again, you don't necessarily need it. And then paint, I feel like paint, it just completely depends on what you are getting, what type of paint, what brand. We went with Sherwin-Williams, and then we did the, I think it was eggshell, maybe? I'll have to look it up. I'll put it in the screen if I can find it. But we paid $48 for the bucket of paint, which was the white paint. And then we also bought a paint sprayer, which again, we could have easily gone with the roller. It would have just taken a little bit longer. I'm not gonna lie, not a little bit, a lot of bit longer. Had we gone with just like a roller, regular everything, and just painted everything. But we ended up going with a paint sprayer, a hand paint sprayer, and that was $109. The next thing that we got, or actually no, I'm lying, this we already had, but this is something that I feel like you definitely need, is a sander. The sander was $55. Now you can go in and sand it by hand and it will be a lot cheaper, but I feel like it's so much sanding because there's a lot of shiplap involved that it's probably best to invest in a sander, especially if you are going to keep doing projects around the house. Which brings me to my next point. I feel like we bought a pretty good, like when we bought our tools, we bought kind of like a decent quality, or like a good quality of tools, because again, we are going to keep doing projects around the house. So I just wanted to make sure, you know, that we had good quality tools so that when I tried to do the next bedroom, I don't have to go back and like re-buy anything. But anyway, so the sander was $55, and then the sandpaper to attach it to the sander, the pack, I think it had like 5 or 6 maybe. It was $5.28. The next thing that we bought was a level tool. So we did already have, my husband has a small one, which I think is like a 1-foot one. But I did want a bigger one just because I wanted to make sure that the lines were straight. So we did get a 48-inch one, I think. Yeah, I think it was a 48-inch. And that was $26. Also, by the way, everything will be linked in the description box below. Everything that we use, exactly what we use, I will have it linked down below. The next thing that we used was a nail gun. Now for the nail gun, same thing. My brother-in-law has a nail gun, so we didn't get to the point of buying one because that day when he came over, he's again, I mentioned it in that video where we redo the bathroom. My brother-in-law works in new builds. That's what he does. He does the like electrician part of the electricity, the wires and all that. That's what he does. But when we lived back in California, he also worked on new builds, but he was a painter, so he would like paint the house. So he has tons and tons of tools and stuff. So we did borrow the nail gun from him, but the nail gun that we were going to buy was $79. Now this is the other tricky part with the nail gun. So the nail gun was $79, but it needed a compressor, which we already own a compressor. A couple years ago, I think like 2-3 years ago, my in-laws gave my husband a compressor for Christmas. So we already had the compressor. We didn't have to worry about it. I honestly didn't even look it up. I don't know how much compressors are. They did have the cordless nail guns, which if I remember correctly, they had a Craftsman one for $99, which is what I wanted. But on top of that, you have to buy the battery attachment, and then you have to buy the charger. And I think for like the charger and 2 batteries is an extra $100. So total, I think we were gonna end up paying like $200, $220, something like that, if we bought that cordless nail gun, or we just could have just bought the $79 one and then just used this compressor. The only reason why I didn't want to use the compressor is because the compressor is so freaking loud. But if you don't mind the noise, which it wasn't even that bad, and you already have a compressor, but you don't have a nail gun, I just suggest that you get one that attaches to your compressor. It's just a lot cheaper. But anyways, so the next thing that we got obviously were the nails. We paid $8 for a ton of nails. That's inexpensive. I feel like that's like the cheapest thing. And then the caulking that we used was $4, and that was just to obviously cover up the nails. Which reminds me, if you guys saw the last video where we redid the bathroom, the edges are not done yet, and that is because my husband and I keep going back and forth whether we want to do it or not. I kind of like the fact that it looks like not necessarily like perfect or finished, because he had talked about putting like a trim around it, but we saw a picture on Pinterest and it doesn't look bad, but it looks a little bit like too perfect, like just kind of like a square around the wall. I don't know, I didn't like it, so I told him definitely not that. So we either caulk it or we leave it alone. So for right now, we're gonna leave it alone. Maybe in the next couple of days, I'll try doing like one of the bottom piece by the toilet, just so I can see how it looks, and if I like how it looks, then I'll just continue to do it to the top. But for now, we're just gonna leave it as is. But yeah, those were all the tools that we used. So the total for everything that we use, and not including the $230 for the miter saw, was $589 with 12 cents, and that is including taxes. So that was the total for literally all the supplies that we used. Again, when it comes to the jigsaw, the paint sprayer, you definitely have options. There's more that there are a lot more that are that are cheaper, that are less expensive. Same thing for the paint. You don't necessarily need, I mean, it's not that you don't need, but you know, depends what brand you go with or whatever paint. You know, there were a lot of other options that I could have gone for. But I just had my mind set on the specific one that we used, because that is the paint that they used for our baseboards and stuff here, and I like that it's like pretty easy to clean. So that's the reason why. So paint wise, you can save some money. Also shiplap, depending on how big, I guess, your wall is, that's gonna be obviously different as well. We measured the wall. Our wall was almost 5 feet long. That's why I decided to get just one 12-foot, because it was a lot cheaper, or yeah, it was cheaper to get one 12-foot than to get 16 8-foot. I was gonna be wasting a lot of shiplap, so that is the reason why we did that. So obviously you just kind of gotta mess with it, know what you're doing, and measure your stuff before you go to the store. But yeah, the grand total was $589.12 without the miter saw. And then for as far as the decor, if you're gonna upgrade your mirror, your lighting, and all that, that is completely up to you. Obviously that is optional, but I'm just gonna give you guys really quick what we paid for. So the mirror that I put up was $60, the light fixture was $80, and then the shelf brackets were $40. The shelves itself, the wood that I used was $12, and then the buckets of the primer for the wood stain, and then the wood stain itself, I believe one was $11 and the other one was $13. But yeah, that is everything. Again, realistically, we spent almost $600. Actually, we probably spent $600, a little bit over $600 because we had those 2 extra shiplaps that we had to buy. But had we not messed up, had we stayed everything how it was, close to $600 is what we spent on that bathroom. So that's pretty much what you're looking at if you have no tools whatsoever. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I have so many DIYs in mind. I'm not gonna say coming because I don't know when I'm gonna do them, but I have so many DIYs in mind. I am trying to take on 1 room per month. I'm also going to try to do my own furniture, because there are a lot of pieces of furniture that, 1, they're either back ordered, or 2, I just can't find a specific one that I like. Like, I have something specific that I have in my mind and I'm looking for it and I just can't find it. So I am going to attempt to build something first. So hopefully that is going to be my next project, to build a piece of furniture. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.